Hi guys, Piotr here. It's Liteforex Global YouTube channel, and it's a big dollar day, maybe big dollar evening. Two questions: if the Powell had enough time to fill for the Santa Claus position, and if the Fed is going to have enough time to deliver. Why? Because everyone and his dog selling dollar both hands. What do I expect around the FOMC or right after? Well, to be honest with you, it's not gonna be the game changer, and it's gonna be more like hit and run, in my opinion, taking into the consideration that Thursday we have another few central banks. So, well, for sure, both sides stop count could be in place. Of course, the key crucial is gonna be zone on the euro dollar, the heaviest, the most influenced pair inside the dollar index, 22.15, 22.30 on the euro dollar, but that might be just the stop count with the rejection. So plenty of things to discuss when it comes to the chart. So guys, don't waste more time here. Let's jump straight and see you inside. So when everyone and his dogs are selling dollar both hands, and really on every time frame dollar looks ugly, well, what might happen? Where the dollar bulls? It's not good, especially that we are approaching end of the year. Anyway, we have to discuss a few charts ahead of the FOMC. So today, based on the weekly chart, if you do remember, right, we hit the supply zone. We discussed it quite a few times. Finally, to be honest with you, I've been thinking that we are going to do that and reject during the FOMC. We did it a little bit earlier. Now, very important thing is here that the latest dollar data wasn't that bad, right? It's simply no one wants to buy dollar. At least that's how it looks for now. Anyway, if you are a dollar bear, especially when it comes to the euro dollar, this nice 1-to-1 retest of the PMI low and the break to the upside when it comes to what happened earlier today, right? From the bull's perspective, if you are a bull and you're looking for much weaker dollar here, right? So this pre-post PMI today's breakout low, before the breakout happened low here, right? That's your buying zone, and the zone is being tested right now, especially with this 1-to-1 I've shown you before. Now, it's quite interesting that all the things are happening well ahead of the FOMC. Now, well, there is one more zone, in my opinion. It's Monday low and the weekly open, right? So levels close to 21.25 as a next eventually zone when it comes to the euro buyers in that case, right? When it comes to the euro sellers, still 22.15, 22.30, this whole zone over here as a possible supply. Of course, taking into the consideration what we've seen lately, the bulls are in favor, right? For now, I would say nothing else than profit taking ahead of the big event. Don't forget, guys, that the real market reaction might be visible 12-24 hours after the event when it comes to the FOMC, especially during the next New York session. But the calendar is so busy for tomorrow and the Friday that, well, everything might happen. Also, what I would like to show you here is how the algo moved the market lately That's the Monday price action, and we can spot quite few things. Now, whoops, that's what happened right today. So the move we've seen on Monday to the downside, it was the same after stop count, right? But there is one more thing. If you are going to take into the consideration this zone, right? So the first thing we seen this type of the move, right? It was failure to the downside over here. So that's quite interesting, because if we are going to get back into that zone, then guys, we might see the spike down towards 50%. So this weekly open might be tested. It might looks like retest, and towards the end of the hour, something like this. So more stop count being taken, and then eventually move higher. Also, on the other hand, if we are going to fail at the high of that consolidation, so that was the failure, move higher. If that's gonna be the failure, we could see even lower levels. Well, to be honest with you, I don't have big expectations. The trading plan we discussed a second ago, 22.15, 22.30, from the selling perspective when it comes to the intraday price action, and looking for a buying opportunity around the current level or the weekly open. That's my plan. But I think stop count both sides gonna take place today, and we might end up the day in the middle of the nowhere, meaning that, well, if you are a short-term bull, you are not gonna know what's happen next, the same way if you are short-term bear. So be very careful, guys, today. That's how I see the things related to euro dollar. The next one is cable, and well, I think at some point that the bulls went ahead of themselves. Anyway, for me, it looks like the big stop count, right? Just, you know, to be sure that we stop anyone on that market, whatever line we are going to create. Nice stop count and swing and upper shadow is creating right now. But of course, we are ahead of the big event, and then we are ahead of the end of the day. So what is all about? Well, I like the top. Today's top. We are going to switch to the lower time frame in a second, so I'm going to explain more as a intraday selling opportunity, but also we have to take into the consideration where we are. It's Wednesday, so that's the Tuesday high, and that's the Monday high, and that's the buying zone, right? So we are talking about the levels close to 34.60, 34.40, because if the bulls are gonna to give up here and ending below those two highs, right, we might have the possible swing high creation, something similar to what we've seen few days ago, and that's gonna be one big stop count and big failure, right? So that's how I see the things here. So let's switch lower. Let's switch lower on the cable. So what we have? Well, if we are talking about the retest high and rejection, so that's the finishing the business and creation swing high could be in place, levels close to 35.45, 35.50, all right? Especially that this latest demand zone after the base rally is being taken out, right? So it's quite significant development for now. But as I mentioned, we have the demand. We have the demand on the cable around yesterday high, all right? So somewhere here. Yesterday, sorry guys. Yesterday high, right, hasn't been tested, so quite nice consolidation before the upside break, and day earlier, so it's the bottom of that consolidation, right? So it's quite significant. Well, if we are going to get the close below the mid of that consolidation, so in that case this type of the price action could be in place, and retest of the weekly open cannot be ruled out, especially that this latest weakness, if you do remember, hasn't been tested, right? So again, here, short term, both sides got the opportunity. It's all about who has more money and gonna be able to push the market into the direction they want. Medium and long term, of course, dollar is losing the ground, and especially doesn't look good when we are talking about the approaching end of the year. But well, yeah. From the intraday perspective, we discussed both bulls and bears direction when it comes to euro dollar and the cable, and I think that's two important dollar pairs crosses, and it's gonna be very enough to focus on them during the event tonight. Guys, work with your exposure, be very careful, do your own homework, don't be trapped, and see you around. Good luck.